Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. Buffet to episode 5. This things keeps on flowing, meaning it's sick 1, manje sick 5. You know, let's talk football with the big daddy. Posa, Ukraine cock.
No, ngikho grand mfethu.
What's your problem?
The shoe shine and piano's got muddy shoes, baba. The shoe shine and piano is happy to keep stats alive where you dominated possession. And when you look at the stats, Ronwen Williams had more ball possession between him, Grant Kekana, and Cupido. And we can't be proud of that.
I get. We will dive straight to it. Coach KP, sharp cock.
Number 1, Simanga. Number 1.
Oh, number 1.
Yeah, so
Number
Coach
1.
KP, because you are not feeling safe anymore, you know.
No, we are cruising nicely. We are heading to 2026. Maybe we are going to gain weight more. So, number 1, all is good.
Mpoza, let's dive into it. In fact, Friday fixture against MC Alger. Yeah, I managed to watch most of the first half entirely, and then the second half, angavele ngazela. Ayikabi kodwa Mpoza.
No, we understand.
But what do you make of the
Champions League
game?
is not your thing. No, we understand Champions League is not your thing, so we fully understand. So visitors, you know, those who visit every 3 years, we understand. We understand. But I think for me, it was a performance whereby, because I watched how Alger set up. They were very defensive in their way. I saw a side of Coach Rulani that I was not accustomed to. He was very happy to defend. He was very happy to have pressing traps. It looks like every time Grant had the ball, it was a sign to say, press alapo, give Ronwen as much opportunity as possible on the ball. Sundowns had the majority of the possession, but the question is, where was that possession? That possession is in your own half. You are not creating chances. How can you only have 2 shots and none on target? And yet you've got majority of the possession. What possession is this? That's why I say the shoe shine and
Yeah,
piano,
it's a zone 1 position, Simanga.
Yeah, but coming to that, coach, but would you not want to give praise to Urulani? Because also the fact that he knew that he can't go to tour with Sundowns, but how he managed to actually not make you play and find the space.
Before you come in, let me ask you this, man. If Pep Guardiola was to defend, are you going to praise him or are you going to say he's doing something foreign?
It depends
but
what
the
kind
quality
of
is not the
defense.
same.
Wow.
Is defending not part of the game, Mpoza?
Also,
The hate is real.
Wait, I don't agree with Bramposa when he says he was defending. No, he had pressing figures, pressing points, and triggers at a very high position. I mean, the reason why Mkwena couldn't play is because they had a sort of a high press with the middle fielder coming in. And then we cannot say he was defensive. He's the one who should have won the game. He's the one who missed the 1-on-1. So how do we now say he was defensive? He wasn't being transitional. He was just allowing Sundowns to have the ball at the zone 1, Ramposa, where it doesn't hit them. So how do you say that was defensive?
Coach Rulani was a bus driver and he packed it proper.
But Mpoza, but if you go into the details, Mpoza, I think we spoke about this on Twitter and how he was pressing with the box shape, but inside the box shape he had an anchor, which is something that I haven't seen in a while. Then secondly was, for the first time I'm seeing a team that says to Rowan, have the ball. We know you are. We know what if we press you. We will rather let you have the ball to a point that goalkeeper when was frustrated. You guys are not pressing me. Come and press me. But you have to give credit there, Poser.
Look, I think Sundowns, for me, while I will look at that and I hear you, but it's a fact Oguti, when the changes that are happening at Sundowns, we are starting to feel the void. You would understand that an analyst like Gulam would have had an impact because he's very much attacking minded. He's the type of analyst that understands where the strengths are, how to be able to. Now you got people who don't even understand the person next door. So in terms of understanding the opposition, Gulam as an analyst would have come and been able to say, this is how you unlock here, this is what you do, this is what you do. So all those things, you're gonna be losing a lot of IP in letting people like Gulam go, in letting people like Wendell go. But what you are getting is people that are pro Cardoso in terms of his pragmatic way of playing. Because the way Sundowns was playing on Friday, it's exactly how Sundowns beat, Esperance beat Sundowns under Cardoso. We get one or two chances and we score, and that's it. Cardoso is not a coach that is going to go out there and be trying different combination in the final third, because you've got the personnel that can be able to do that. When you look at Santos and you look at Resino, they were willing to open up, but the ball was not coming to them because the ball was triangular between Cupido, Kekana, and Ronwen. So how is it that you expect the forwards to shine? So it becomes easy for one to say, no, Reynas is not, but Reynas' job is not to be a defender.
No, I hear you. Coach KP, uhleli
Hey,
phezulu esiqongweni. And when I arrived here on this, I was told ukuthi, yes, Manga, hold the umbrella. Hold the umbrella for us. We are coming to take our place back. But yesterday, coach, Pirates went up 2-0, and this is a champion. I'm saying the champion score because in these games, the previous season, Orlando Pirates could have easily drawn that match. But this time around, without playing well, especially in the first half, they still managed to win the game. But what's your impression with yesterday 2-0 victory Orlando Pirates?
Manga, before we go to Pirates, man, I wanna say or ask something to Bramposa. He spoke about how Esperance beat Sundowns years ago last with Urulani at Sundowns. So now, Bramposa, does this mean that in terms of the two coaches, Rulani has developed better as a coach? Because I mean, if Cardoso couldn't even have a shot on target, and Rulani is the same guy who lost to him while he was at Esperance, and I think we can both agree, even when Sundowns lost to Esperance, Sundowns still had the better personnel. They had the better team as compared to Sundowns. Now Cardoso is given this multi-million squad. He struggles to beat MC Alger. Does this mean that Urulani has developed better as a coach? Is he becoming a better master tactician? Like you're saying, it's very rare to see Urulani setting like being able to play without the balls, Manga. I was impressed with that. Urulani was okay with playing without the ball. And that's not what you see from Rulani. Rulani ball, it says, let's have the ball. So what's your take on that, bro, between the two coaches?
Look, I think if there's one thing, Wydad taught Coach Rulani a lot of things. Because they said to you, Chief, you are north of the equator. You are in North Africa. We do not have the ball playing players. Because the reality is that they don't have the skillful players. They don't have the Mshishis. They don't have the Alendes. There's no inclination to even be like that. So what Coach Rulani has learned, and I think Wydad was that lesson for him to be able to say, I need to adjust to where I am rather than just be idealistic and not be able to adjust. Because now you can see he's topping the domestic league, but also when he played against Sundowns, who he knew he did not have the same personnel on equal footing, he played to his strength. Because banter aside, you must play to the strength of your players. And Coach Rulani played to the strength of his players. And that's what he did. And that is what frustrated Sundowns because, like you say, Cardoso is a coach that's got all the tools. But he doesn't, when a mechanic has never used a spanner number 10, number 11, or number 13, and you're like, when do you use them? Because we've never actually tapped onto being Sundowns. The shoe shine and piano is not there. Papa's Kogama boots who are muddy that need to be clean. So for me, the question then comes as follows. When I then ask, and this is my question to the management being the sporting director, when you were looking for Cardoso and you understood what Cardoso is, so you were happy to lose this thing.
So, Bramposa, in his defense, we are going to Pirates just now, Smang. Bramposa, I don't know if it's in his defense or what, but you're looking at maybe the management looked at, okay, we can sacrifice the talent or we can sacrifice the soul, as one technocrat would call it. Sacrifice the soul and get Champions League. I mean, the same Cardoso team that was giving Sundowns issues is the same team that lost in the final. You see, so I'm thinking they brought in Simanga, a coach who knows how to win Champions League. They brought him in here to win the Champions League. Maybe what we didn't realize as South Africans or most football supporters is that the guy who's going to come at Mamelodi Sundowns and win Champions League now is somebody who's going to sacrifice Mamelodi Sundowns playing style, which I don't think Masanda wanna help with it. So that's
No,
just my
I
two
don't
take.
agree. No, okay. I don't agree that we should lose the soul. In terms of there's an identity that you are regardless of what you do or where you go. So one of the things is to be able to say, when you're looking for a coach, and I'll give you two clubs in the world that are top clubs. When Ajax looks for a coach, they look for a coach who's got very strong development skills because their business model and who they are looks up to that. When Barcelona looks for a coach, they're looking for a coach who's comfortable at having the ball and being able to unlock defense. And that's why you will see they're even willing to suffer defensively because their coaches are not necessarily the strongest when it comes to defensiveness. So for me, the off-ramping was done by the sporting director when he appointed Cardoso. And what he did, he's somebody who believes in stats. So he told us about the curve and all that. So when you look at Cardoso's stats, because even Cardoso now will tell you about the stats, we are here, let's go to the league and say the following things. Are Pirates leading because they've become a lot better than Sundowns, or Sundowns has had to drop so that Pirates can be where they are?
Combination of both.
Go look at the last 5 years. At this point of 11 games, this is the lowest points that Sundowns has.
Yes. I
Because
agree.
Sundowns will start the league, they win the first 10 games or win 9 games, draw 1. You know, they were always around the 30 mark, 29. This season, we're not there. And that is the thing that one is saying. Yeah, and I don't want to come across as if I am taking what Pirates are doing for granted. Pirates are doing phenomenal of where they are because they've had wins. But from a Sundowns perspective, you look and say, so we have had to drop where we were to be here. It was okay if you are number 2, and because Pirates are saying we are on 30, you're on 31, because you can say I maintained what I've always had, but you've dropped what you've always had. And there's something that I always used to say, Masandawana, don't take winning for granted, because others will run with that thing. And we are this season, the treble of yours of trophies without the league is coming, but we will win this in the last possible.
What do you mean?
We may not get a guard of honor this year.
Bramposa, I was in agreement with you until you said without the league. Smanga, going on to number 1.
No, KB, let me say this so that I don't stutter.
Yeah.
Pirates is going to win 3 trophies. And those trophies are the MTN8, the Carling Cup, and the Nedbank Cup. The league will remain where it is, and not purely because of Cardoso is a brilliant coach, but because the players that are there at Sundowns know how to win the league.
Move, guys. Number 20. Wait, Coach KP. Number 21. Edlala ku MC Alja, guys. Le fishane le faka. Hayi bafetha mina iyangichaza. Ubani Mphoza kodwa.
No, man, but here's my thing. It is those type of players that you expected MCL just because who their coach is.
Yes. So when
you look at that player, look at Coach Rulani.
100%.
He is somebody that Coach Rulani wants, because he needs somebody who's going to be in the midfield or up front and be able to say, I'm comfortable with ball at feet. I'm comfortable being put under a press, because that's what allows me to be at my best, because the type of pass that I will always be. You know who he reminds me of? a certain number 38 at a certain team that's holding the umbrella in this rainy season.
You know.
And apparently, I'm told he was playing more up front he was playing more as a 10, but when Rani came in, he dropped him a little bit into midfield so that he can assist the team with the build-up.
No, yeah, now from where he is, he's very comfortable. He's very comfortable with ball at feet, and he's very comfortable at distributing. And I think Coach Rulani saw that in him to be able to say, let's get you to be able to, because you are comfortable. When you are starting from here, you will give the team confidence. If you need to hold the ball, he can be able to hold it. If he needs to delay a pass, he can. But when he needs to release a pass, he can, because you would see in those 6 shots that MCL just had, he was very involved in terms of the distribution that he was making.
No,
You know,
100%. Coach KP.
yeah, but you know, I think
Yes,
Umlungisi needs to
umbrella.
be given. Yeah, Umlungisi needs to be given credit, man, of what he did. You know, but I have a bit of a question in him. The same team that played Mamelodi Sundowns, it's not the same team that played the first team that lost. In terms of how he played, is it a matter of he understands Sundowns? He understands the culture of how Sundowns is gonna come, so it was easy for him to plan against them. I would like to see him going through, because if you go back, watch his first game, and you watch the Sundowns game, 2 different teams. So is it a matter of he's good in terms of playing against Downs or what?
100%.
We will see. You see, but going on to the number 1 side, is it a decade, Bramposa? We've never went to Christmas with a different team on top. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Bramposa. How many years now? No, I want you to say it. How many years
No, it
now?
hasn't
5,
happened
6?
in a long time.
Yeah, so you know there's always a beginning of the start. There's always something that is touching. Because I'm looking at the stats. You know, Smanga, you know, I had to learn to follow stats. You know me. I'm not a fan of stats. But I'm looking at this Orlando Pirates team. I think this is the most scariest team,
I
my
know.
brother. Yeah, even if Bramposa doesn't want to agree. This is the team that has scored the same equal number of goals as Mamelodi Sundowns, but has conceded 5 goals in 12 games. So it's a team that has managed to score
Stingy.
goals. Yes, you see. So this is a championship team, Bramposa. As much as you might call it an umbrella, like you're saying, it's a combination of 2. Sundowns have dropped, but Pirates has also picked up the standard. Why am I saying that? Remember, Bramposa, you should know better. Pirates has a 5-year plan, and we are currently on our 3rd year. So we are changing up the gears. So there's high chances that next year, on the 4th year, Pirates might be even worse than this. So for me, Smanga, I'll tell you, I'll say this. It's for Pirates to lose the league. This is for Wadi to lose it. It's in his hands now. He started, you know, in the long run, Smanga, you look at things back and you're like, you know what? I needed that experience. I think Wadi started the season best. And I'll explain why. Those 2 losses had to tell him, hey, Baba, wake up. You're a big team here. You've got the resources. And he had to dig deep into whatever. Had he started with too many wins, maybe it was going to be too comfortable. But he started right away under pressure. And this is the results of how he started. You get me? It's a team that is very stingy, Bramposa. Pirates is not allowing goals in. But Pirates is scoring. I think Pirates has considered the least number of goals in the Betway Premiership. I stand to be corrected. So just to correct to Bramposa, Pirates has already won MTN 8, Bramposa. They are heading to collect their 2nd trophy. If you are giving Pirates Nedbank Cup, I don't know, what do you call it? Do you call it a quadruple or what? It might be coming.
No, man. Leave the qua part is not there. Just a treble of domestic trophies. That's it. Because I'll tell you why. Because the one thing that, for that to happen, for you to win the league, it means that you must now go on an unbeaten run, which you are on now. Can you?
Which is
I know
possible.
Pirates are in a good form, but that unbeaten, not the second round, whereby you need to be foot on the pedal every single. The good thing is that you are not in Champions League, so you don't have to use Terminal A when you go to the airport.
Yes.
So being a dropout on Champions League is now helping you. So all dropouts are not bad dropouts in life. So that's a lesson for life. Just because you're a dropout at a higher level, thereby domestic affairs, they will welcome you in business class.
Yeah,
but
but
what
this
it
is a
is that
blessing in disguise, though, Posa, for Orlando Pirates to be out of the CAF Champions League. And really, for me, if Orlando Pirates doesn't win the league this season, I don't think there's any other time where it was the best opportunity to do so. And under Coach Wadu, Coach KP, these Orlando Pirates look very scary. But going to yesterday's match, against Devon
Yeah.
City, Coach KP, what is the difference between the first half and the second half? Because the first half was a little bit scrappy in terms of how Orlando Pirates wanted to bypass the midfield, playing the ball quickly. And then in the second half, they started including the midfielders, a little bit in terms of how they played. But what was the difference between the two? Because in my own view, the second half felt a little bit much better.
You know, Smanga, there's something I love about Wad. Maybe it's gonna become one of my favorites. He's rotating his team, you see. But remember, the
Mm,
rotation also it kills a bit of momentum here and there. Because you look at the center back pairing, it was changed. It was Mbogazi and Sibis. You see, and if you remember,
mm,
even when we went to Devon, I think he did this. He changed during the week. He played CBC and Siema, and then Mbogazi and Siema. But the biggest change also that maybe we didn't see it. Remember that yesterday we introduced Undaba on the side. So we introduced two
mm,
left-footed players who didn't play during the week. You also went in to
mm,
introduce Utito. You see, so the team had changed, yes, and I think you have been watching football, and Bramposa has been watching. Given Hans team, they'll put you under pressure. That was just the typical Given
mm,
Hans team, Smanga. I think as football supporters, we need to learn to understand that as much as Pirates is on a high, but there will be times where it's a scrappy win. Instead of us saying no, Pirates were not on, I think let's rather say Devon City were switched on. Because between you and I think in the 20 minutes, Devon City should have been two up. There's mistakes that we
mm,
made,
mm,
Bogas and all that, but they couldn't punish, you see.
mm,
So
mm,
I would rather give it to Gavin Hunt and his team for those first 30 minutes to say, you know what, they had a plan, it worked out. But what I love about Uwadu is how he reads the game out. And I thought Usipho
mm.
Mpule is a championship signing, but I overlooked 10111 Bramposa. Ozwina Police. That's our champion, Smanga. That's the guy that is going to deliver the
Mm.
Betway there at Orlando. Whenever that guy comes in, like something just changes. It's like, and I thought for me, Brampos, and you'll correct me, I thought him being the first, I mean, we all know he's the first choice at Bafana Bafana. And then Relay comes back from injury, he's suddenly dropped as a bench. I thought he would sulk. But this is the second time where he comes in. Even during the week, he came in, he scored a goal. Yesterday, he came in, he gave an assist. I think this is the kind of mentality you need, Bramposa, in your team. A player who knows that, you know what, I actually deserve to start. But with the 15 or 10 minutes that the coach will bring me in, I will do the changes. So this is why I'm saying it's in both Orlando Pirates and Wadu to not win the league. You see.
Yeah,
KP,
but
let
Mposa,
me put it this way. Let me put it this
yeah.
way, Prasma. Remember, I think it was the second episode I said, this is the first time that Pirates have got a solid squad deep depth whereby you,
Mm,
because what you get, the guys that are on the bench, they sit there with a hunger to prove that no, you dropped me by mistake. Because Makaula comes back in the second half of that game yesterday, and you're like, yeah, man, where is this man? I mean, there was a run that he made from the back. Chief, he was now there chasing Makhubu, like, fucking ball. I'm like, this man is hungry. Because yes, he started the season being injured, but he's coming back. And what squad depth means is that when you substitute, you want somebody who's gonna better the team. And with the experience that Makaula has and who he is, he's an enforcer. He's not going to be
mm,
there and be a passenger and just be trying to get minutes under the legs. He's an enforcer. You've got an Apollos that you've now dropped. And by dropping him, because Coach KB would know this, no player likes to be dropped or substituted. Now you're
mm,
sitting there on the bench going, I want to play. I want to show you that I deserve to have started. And he comes on and assists, and that's where you are. But again, who was man of the matches or Sma?
Hey,
You're number 10, Mposa.
I told you Pirates have signed a new player, just that they did not issue to another in really, because really's got that thing is when he drops to the middle, Really, you know when they say, even during the week, you look at that pass that takes 5 players out with one pass.
Yeah.
You look at how he releases the ball. It's almost like he doesn't, when he beats somebody, he knows when to release the ball. How, and you say, that's a finding. And for me, if really was to, at the end of the AFCON, be a player that teams are looking at and saying, we want this boy, I wouldn't be surprised because you've unleashed somebody. And for me, this is the difference. MasterChef is good, he's flashy, and he's got the aura about him. But really, it's like, hey, Baba, no fuss. Trap, pass into space, let's move. But those spaces are critical spaces. And fun enough is that because we always look at who assisted, we don't look at the secondary assist. We say, where did the
100%.
ball come from? Because that is what, and go, and again, I'll keep going there because all his goals look very similar. Go look at the MTN8 final. He passes to somebody who passes to the finisher, and Hoto must take half of his salary and give it to Rele for his assist.
But the other thing, guys, that for me I find interesting. I don't know, it's me, big, but for me, whenever Orlando Pirates starts with the lineup, when I see between Apolis and your Moremi starting in the bench, because I know that one of them, when he comes in, he's gonna come in and make a difference. And for me, this Orlando Pirates team, you always know that there is somebody in the bench that will come in. And also this thing of not knowing who's going to play, because even in the final, you might find a surprise in the final, or who's playing, because Tito is not there on those yellow cards. But I'm not sure if Masindi is also on yellow cards, guys.
No,
Or he's gonna play the final. But on that one, KP, there's been a lot of debate, even on social media, around why Masindi keeps playing. Because ever since Wadu came in, he started to play more and he's hardly substituted. But what is it that he brings to Orlando Pirates that Wadu likes so much?
you know, Smanga, I saw it yesterday when Abram posted. You know, the combination of play or the mutual understanding you are having with another player, it's very important, and we take it light. I watched it yesterday and I looked at Umbata when he was playing with Umasindi. But look at Umbata when he plays with Umakaul. He's a different total player, my guy. He gives you aura, you see. So I've realized that, you know what, actually, maybe the reason why Mbata has been on the bench is because his uh, partner in crime was injured. So the understanding between him and Dooley was not really there. You look at the middle field that Pirates has. I think we've got one anchor in the team, which is Unduli. That's our captain of the ship. That's the anchor who will be there and just sit. Now, if you look at him, he's the one who actually allows O Namtangela to play. Look at Namtangela when he plays with Nduli. If you go back, you will see it's just that we don't have the technology, but the space that Unamtangela covers during the field of play, you find him everywhere. He's a typical number 8. He's a hungry number 8. He goes anywhere where he feels he needs to go. If you take it back to the game here, Lupopo, look at where he scores the goal. You're asking yourself, what is the number 8 doing there? But you miss the ball, he is there. So I think the most frustration from Orlando Pirates fans, they coming, look at where they coming, right after Undul is not playing. So I looked at that, Smanga. I wondered, I went and looked at the other game. I'm like, oh, actually, people have got something to stand on. It's just that we are missing the fact that right now, remember, Umbata is not a CDM. Now you're saying Mbata must be a CDM, Nemtanjela must play an 8. You are sacrificing Mbaz, you see. And with you sacrificing him, you don't see his qualities. And then Namtangela also tries. I will go back again. If you go look at the Sundowns game when we had Namtangela dancing and Unduli, there was not much that Namtangela was giving us in the first half because he was sacrificing himself for the youngster. So I think he does give us energy. There is some qualities in the boy. It's just that whoever whom he is paired with currently does not suit his style of play. And the moment we understand that, I think we are going to appreciate everyone, man. That's what I'm saying. Go look at Umbata when he plays with Makaula. Different animal. But when he plays with Nduli, and I think it's just a matter of understanding, man.
No. But going to the final, Coach KP, then who becomes your preferred trio in your own view?
You
I
see,
know
there
who's
you're
that man called Coach Wadu. I
yeah,
know
that
that.
gets
No.
me
Coming to the
disappointed.
final, man. Siyazi ukuthi Utito is not there. I'm saying based on the synergy and the understanding and the fact that we are going to a final, a big game, it's your own preferred coach, KP. It's not necessarily what you want is gonna go with. Because that one, for all you know, uzovela drop Cameron from the bench and he starts and or drop for all you know, another player that we didn't even think will be there. But for your own in terms of what you've observed, which is the combination that's gonna cause havoc to Imarum?
You know, with what I've learned that he wins most of the games from the bench. You see, because if it wasn't that, then you would rather have Uri as a 10, and then if Nduli is fit, I will have Nduli and Onam Tangela, and then but then you are looking at it. If you are starting Relay as the number 10, then it means you are starting Apolis and Moremi. Then who's going to change the game for you? So for that reason, I don't think I will start all three of them. So I'll rather start if Nduli is back, because of experience, I will start Unduli and Umbata, and then maybe who are you having? Who are you playing as a number 10? But why not finish them all? Start Relay as a number 10 and then have Dlamini. You have Dlamini as a bench. Why am I saying that? And
KB,
you
let me
also have
help you.
yes. Yeah.
Let me help you, umbrella. Let me help you, umbrella.
Which umbrella?
I think it's gonna be a trial and tested.
Mm-hmm.
The one above Sundowns.
And
You have to look
I
at.
may think I select number one. You understand, Mpho, you're not used to it.
No, we are not used to it. It's not. It's foreign. I think what you may go to the tried and tested, because the tried and tested have a point to prove in Mbata
Mm-hmm.
and Mac. Umakaula is hungry. Umbata performs well when the two go together.
Yes.
I may see that combination being the one that is there more than anything else, because they know how to be able. And then the others may be, hey, you can fight yourself out, but I think
But
those
is
two,
Mac
But there's two.
for me, are starters.
No, but is Makaula fit enough? Hey, that Marumo team is well coached. Hey, is he fit to start the game? Umakaula.
Yeah,
I
he
think
can
I
come in
would,
and give you 60 minutes, Coach KP.
yeah, he can come and give you 55, 60 minutes, and then you finish it off with the others.
No, go ahead, Smang.
What Mposa is saying for me when I KP, I'm seeing it happening.
I don't see Umakaula starting. I don't wanna lie. I don't see Umakaula starting the game. I think we will be putting him at a risk. And remember, the other thing as well is which combination are we going with at the center back? Because I think that Bramposa, the center back pairing, also determines who's going to be playing in front of them. You are thinking in your back of your head, let's be honest. Who's the youngster? Siema and Bogazi have played very well together. I've never like when they are together, they've played well. You are thinking Bogazi is leaving. He might be playing his last game. Do you start Bogazi and Siema or do you start CBC? For me, if you start CBC and Siema, it would be very dangerous to start Umakaula who's unfit.
So from a coaching perspective, let's step into your coaching side and go look at the
Yeah,
following.
yeah.
Makaula played his second game. The
Mm-hmm.
first game he got about 10, 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
On Saturday he started off the second half, right?
Second half,
Which meant
yes.
he's loaded more minutes.
Yeah, boo.
I think he's starting. Because remember how you wanna always load a player to be able to. So now
But
the only thing that's
Mhm.
missing is for you to be able to say he starts but he doesn't finish. So he's gonna give you 55, 60 minutes. That's the only thing. And I think that intentionally was for the final. That's how I'm seeing it.
I'm
Yeah, no,
leaning
I
towards Mpho is saying,
say
but coming to the combination, a center back, who do you go for in the final? Because you are raising a very good point, Coach KP. Because for me, in all honesty, the combination Gasiema and the Gambogazi, you can see it was working. It was conceding less goals. They sort of understood each other. But because the captain is fit and he is the captain, he'd always try and get him. We got three when he did that in Lupopo, and really going to the final. If he moves that combination, hey, it's gonna be something else. I don't know what you guys think.
look, Smang, I see what you and Bramposa are leaning to when it comes to Makaula before we go to centre back. But you know, what are you also looking at? You're looking at the fact that during the week, Orlando Pirates is not playing. So Orlando Pirates will be off. And maybe, yes, they might try and get a friendly, but you might not want to risk it all out, Simanga, to get a friendly because you don't want to have a knock. So I honestly don't see Makaula starting, guys. That's just me, Simanga. And then going on to the center back, and you're also looking at, hence what I'm saying, it will also depend on the center back pairing. You're looking at the speed that Marumo has. That Marumo team is well coached. Yes, they've got. I don't see them beating Paris, but it's well coached. So if you're going to start Makaula and then have CBC and Mbogazi, you are short of pace, especially central.
Yeah, that would be disaster.
So I'll rather the center back pairing Mbogazi just to cover the speed, like I'm saying. You're looking at the pace that they will bring. CM, I think, is the most fastest defender center back we have, and they've been playing well. And also, he's hungry, he's young. He has never played in a fight. I don't know. Did he play the last final we played? I'll start with CM and Bogas, just to keep it short. I'll start with CM and Bogas. I don't want to. That's just me. And then you will always have. Yeah. No, you started.
I hear you. I hear you. I think at the back, you want to be able to say the more committed pairing, it's CM and Mbogas.
Yes.
That's been the one that's been more solid and less mistake prone compared to Bogazi and Sibisi.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the senior player. Yes, he's the captain of that. But when you look at performance and you look at that Marumo Gallants team, that Marumo Gallants team does not require you to be making mistakes. Don't give anything. But, and again, I go to this. When you've got somebody with an engine like in Ndlondlo that's going to be running, who better to be against him than his former teammate that knows what his runs are about, where he's likely to go, what movement he's likely to make, than the two trusted Mbata and Mac.
It will be very interesting. Mposa, are you going to the final?
No, we have to be there. Marumo needs all the support it can get.
That was my next question. Who are you supporting if you are going to the final?
Look, and for me, the one thing that I like from a football perspective, you've got two teams that play football very well. Because Marumo do not beat about the bush. They're playing good football. I mean,
100%.
one of the best things was watching them against Golden Arrows. It was like, wow, if you look at their goals, their build-ups, you got to be able to say, and there's still a score to settle because who beat Pirates at the beginning of the season? It was Marumo that
Same Marumo.
So there's a score to settle in terms of what would happen on that side. So with all that being said and done, I expect the fact that Marumo is going to be giving Pirates quite a hard time in terms of moving forward. So for the sake of peace, can Marumo win another cup? Because this is the same team that won the Nedbank Cup 3 seasons back. So maybe they must win another trophy.
But come on, Mposa, do you really... Wait, Mposa, do you really think that Marumo can beat Pirates?
No, he doesn't
had
think
Marumo
that.
not beaten Pirates before?
No, I'm talking about the final now. This is a different ball game altogether.
No, hold on. It's not as if Marumo has not beaten Pirates before, and not once.
In the league, yes.
So
And
Marumo has beaten Pirates more than once.
Okay, Mposa, let me ask you this way. Who's winning the final on Saturday?
The heart says Marumo must win because we are friends of. But reality is that Pirates is very strong in terms of man-to-man. So they must be careful not to go fengu. If you go fengu, you'll come off you'll come off second best.
But that's what you wanted MC Alger to do. Go toe-to-toe so that they can open you hit them 5.
No, Chief Pele, you must remember we are very biased and unapologetic about it.
KP, going into the final, what's your assessment? What does Orlando Pirates need to avoid? What do they need to look out for not to be surprised in the final? Just like that other team that was surprised in the final and beaten by the electricity team.
Look, man, this is the Marumo that beat Orlando Pirates in the beginning of the season. They are playing a different Orlando Pirates team, man. They are playing a team that is already in the sea. The captain is driving, man. I think, for me, the only thing that Pirates needs to be aware of, Simanga, is don't lack concentration. Because I've seen that Ndlondlo guy. That Ndlondlo guy. I don't know what's happening with him, and he just somehow finds a way of getting a goal. And they are wingers. They've got very, very fast wingers. So I think our full backs. Yeah.
We need to find. Mara. Mara
Strike
KB, oh,
balance.
sorry,
Yeah.
interject, KB.
No, let's go.
The Marumo that beat Pirates was in Ndlondloless. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Yes.
But now Ndlondlo's in. So just as Pirates has evolved and gotten better, so has Marumo. So I know most of us watch the big teams and the old senior citizens like Pirates, but Marumo has also been moving quite nicely. Coach Alex
I
is no
agree.
pushover.
No, I agree, Bramposa. That's why I said it's a well coached team. You can see already this team has a plan, but they are coming up against a monster in front of them. They're coming up against something that is unshaken. You can't move that. But there's one thing about Simanga, about football. You know, as much as I'm an Orlando
Mm.
Pirates fan, but I'm a football fan before anything. If you remember, there's years back where we lost to, I think, is it Bloemfontein Celtics in penalties? I don't know if it was the same thing, the same trophy or what. And this trophy
Mm.
has seemingly proved to be a small team trophy. If you look at it, I think just like when Bramposa went last season, we didn't see Sundowns losing to that Magezi team. So I don't
Mm.
think we
Electricity
need to walk.
team.
Yeah, we don't walk on the field having won. We need to get on the field and
Mm.
play. As much as we are the
Mm.
favorites to win it, we need to play it. And don't play it with the heart of the gold is already there. You see, hence what I'm saying. If you look at it, I'm sure even the odds are saying 90% Orlando Pirates win. And this is how the Marumo team will be more motivated because they are looking at it. No one has the backing or they've got nothing to lose. If you look at it, Marumo literally has nothing to lose. And this is the same team that, Bramposa, please correct me. Isn't this the same team that knocked Mamelodi Sundowns out in the penalty shootout? Just correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yep.
see?
Yebo.
So yeah, so it's and if you look at it last season, I'm gonna give you something that maybe you've missed it. The same team that knocked out Orlando Pirates at Orlando went on to knock out Mamelodi Sundowns in the final.
Mm.
You see, I hope this is not a story of Cullen Black Label. I just hope it's not because
I'd be
No.
I
very
don't
happy.
think Orlando. Yeah.
I'd be very happy.
No, as I'm saying, as much as
In closing, Coach
yeah,
KP.
yeah.
In closing, what do you wanna say in closing?
Smanga, in closing, my guy, like I just said, I don't want to. I hope this is not a story for Black Label because the same team that beat Orlando Pirates last season went on to win it against Mamelodi Sundowns. But I trust Wadu. I think I like Wadu football. Pirates is nothing, man. This is for me. Pirates needs to win the Cullen Black Label. That's just me. I think Pirates will win the Black Label, but like I
Oh,
said,
so
let's
okay,
not
KB, let's
allow us.
go back.
Yeah, yeah,
KB, let's go back. So you say
yeah.
Carlin Black Label is starting to prove to be a trophy for small teams.
No, I'm saying if Marumo wins
No,
this kind of
but
Black
now you're
Label, yeah.
changing your.
No, I'm not changing. Changing.
But it was Stelly's before. It was
Uh,
Stelly's before, and now and then it became Magesi, and now it's
if
Marumo.
Marumo wins,
So
if Marumo wins,
No, in
which they
2025,
won't.
maybe Mpoza is going to change.
so all
No,
the
not
changes
maybe.
according to
Changing.
you, Sma, are gonna suit Pirates. All the changes are gonna suit Pirates. Everything is aligned.
Smanga, Smanga, look at
Sure.
this. I'm going home on Friday because the derby is playing there, so I'll be spending the game, the Cullen Black Label. I'll be spending weekends there. I never get my heart broken in Limpopo, so I'm sure you should be clear, Bramposa. I'll
I
be in
hear you.
Limpopo from Friday,
In the
so
words of
definitely.
Smanga,
In closing, Mpoza, what's your take?
in the words of Smanga, there's always a first time for everything. Angiti was saying that when it was Sundowns. So KB, you can go home and see them. They will mend your heart on Saturday night. Lernare Ahaya Matlala, we're gonna go see our families. We will be there to go and wish Marumo well. Edgar Managa, the captain of Marumo is also going home. And remember, originally this team is from Limpopo.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they are just as home as anybody else. So I think for me it's going to be an exciting final in terms of the type of football that the
100%.
two teams have played. The two coaches in terms of Wadu and Alex have been very enterprising in how they're going. It's going to be interesting because there's quite a number of little scores to settle. Wadu was a Marumo Gallants coach who beat Pirates. and he went back to Bloemfontein. Pirates beat him. He would like to get rid of that little hoodoo that's developing. But Alex would like to show maybe we didn't beat you by fluke. You've got a Philip Nzonzo that's saying, I used to be there, I know how. You've got a Masindi that says, I used to be at Marumo and I know how they function. So I would like to put one over my teammates. Apollos is going back to the city of oranges, whereby he was blossoming there. It's going to be very interesting. Bahlabani Bantwa, Marumo Gallants, please help us. Christmas will
Guys,
not be nice.
it's a sold out stadium. Let's meet each other at Peter Mokapa, Danko.